So it's time to rummage through the freezer and pick out the things that need to be handled. So yes, this has a lot of frostbite on it, but it will be perfect for canning. I've got another one over here. And then over here, I've got a lot of liver, and I am going to freeze dry the liver and make capsules so that I can take it regularly, because liver supports liver function and it's really good for your body. And right now I need all the healing help I can get from natural sources like liver, but to try to, I love liver, that's not the issue, but to try to eat the amount of liver that I would need to eat in order to do what I need done, I need to make freeze-dried capsules. So I pulled a whole bunch of beef liver. I also have chicken liver, but we're gonna do beef liver today. This has to thaw, so we're gonna thaw it and then we're gonna put it on the trays and then we'll freeze dry it. So I pulled a whole bunch of bags of freezer meat out of the freezer that had a little bit of freezer burn starting on them, and I was gonna just can them, but as I'm looking at the bags, a lot of these have a lot of, here we go, this one, a lot of fat, and it's gonna be a lot of cutting and just a lot of work. So I decided that I was gonna change it up because I'm allowed, that's the way it goes. And I'm gonna put them all in my big, huge roaster.
What kind of meat is that?
So I have a mixture of venison and beef,
Okay.
mainly venison. It was just a little bit of beef that I found, but it needs to get used. And then I will can the meat itself separately cooked, and I'll can, and then if I have any broth left, we'll do the broth. But I'll skim the fat off to use as tallow. And it's a seasoned tallow, so it won't be something that you use on your face, on your body. This is for cooking. This will be a cooking tallow. But I'm simply just gonna open up and dump these pieces of meat. I'm gonna add some water and go from there. Water, salt, and handle it that way because that's what we're gonna do. So next we're gonna add water, and we're just gonna get this covered. So we're gonna start off with a half cup of kosher salt, also added to the water. Now I didn't cover this because these are still slightly frozen in the middle, so they can thaw as they start to cook down. It'll be totally fine. So I'm gonna turn this on, and we're gonna actually cook this overnight, and in the morning we're gonna deal with it again. So all that beef and venison that was in the big roaster oven is now complete, and we have several things that we managed to accomplish with all that. Nothing went to waste in this case. So we have the fat and some meat grizzle type stuff that is now for the dog, and we're not canning this. This is just gonna go in the refrigerator. We can use it for the next few days and feed her off. I've got my tallow for cooking. I've got a jar of broth that I will have to use here shortly because I didn't have room to can it. I have 6 quarts of beef stew made, which my son, who's going to be babysitting the house again, is all excited to eat, which he has full permission to eat. I have 1 quart of broth, and then I have 7 quarts of beef venison in its own broth that I made as I was canning this, or as I was cooking it. So I got a lot of product and a lot of stuff out of all those freezer burned pieces of meat that a lot of people will just pitch in the garbage can, and it's totally edible. It just needs rehydrated, and that's all I did by cooking it, was rehydrating it and then making it taste really good by adding the proper seasonings. So this is totally doable, and I wanted to show you how it's done. So this is Kelly signing off from Yellowknife Homestead. Have a great day.